Lounge, I felt like the baboon. But I was smart enough to let go of the salt.
Man, like that's
Do you think so that you think is real? So
well, yeah. Not only that, I think that there's sacrifices going on every day in Los Angeles.
3 names, 3 worlds, one story that refuses to stay buried. And at the center of it all is a man most of Hollywood stopped talking about the moment he started talking too much. Jim Caviezel was never supposed to become this voice. He was supposed to be just another actor, another face on the screen, another career shaped and controlled by the system. But something changed, because according to what he's been saying in interviews, speeches, and quiet conversations that somehow always leak out, there is a side of Hollywood that the cameras never show. A side that isn't about fame, red carpets, or million-dollar deals. A side that, if even a fraction of it is true, changes everything you think you know about the entertainment industry. And here's the part that makes people uncomfortable. He's not talking about rumors. He's talking about what he believes he saw, what he believes he experienced, and what he claims others warned him about before it was too late.
he would go into his office, and this is like, in the 60s or whatever. So he had his office, and then he had a whole bedroom in his studio.
Yeah.
Where he would bang all the starlets. Like, if you wanted to be a star, you had to bang that guy. Which is just the deal with the devil.
But here's the twist. The moment he started speaking openly, something else happened. The roles slowed down. The invitations disappeared. The phone stopped ringing the same way it used to. Almost like someone was quietly closing doors behind him. And the question is, why? Because if what he's saying isn't real, then ignoring him would be easy. But if it is, even partially, then silence suddenly makes a lot more sense. Before the headlines, before the controversy, before his name became tied to whispers and uncomfortable conversations,
Hollywood managers who manage kids, it's a racket, man.
Did you hear that kid from Strain?
Jim Caviezel was just a rising actor trying to find his place in Hollywood. He didn't come from a powerful family. He didn't have connections pulling strings behind the scenes. Like so many others, he worked his way up slowly, role by role, trying to prove he belonged in a world that doesn't hand out success easily. And for a while, it looked like he had made it. Big roles started coming in. His face became recognizable. People in the industry began to take him seriously. But Hollywood has always had layers. There's the version you see, and then there's the version people don't talk about.
And then I was struck by lightning on the last shot of the movie. And so I just kept going, but I remember hearing Jesus say to me, "Am I too close?" And I said, "You're not close enough."
And according to Caviezel, you don't really understand the industry until you reach a certain level. That's when things start to change. That's when the conversations become different. That's when opportunities come with conditions. Not written down, not official, but understood. He has hinted in multiple interviews that there are moments in an actor's career where they're tested, moments where they're pushed to see how far they're willing to go, what they're willing to accept, and more importantly, what they're willing to ignore. And most people, according to him, don't walk away, because the higher you climb, the harder it becomes to say no. You have money on the line, your reputation, your future, your family. Everything starts to depend on staying inside the system, and that's where the pressure begins. Because saying yes can open every door, but saying no can quietly close them all. Now here's where the story takes a turn that many people don't expect.
And I looked over the left side of my bed, and there he was.
Because Jim Caviezel didn't just talk about uncomfortable industry practices. He went further, much further. He began to suggest that behind the scenes, there are powerful groups operating in ways the public would never accept if they fully understood it. Now, it's important to be clear, these claims are controversial and not proven. Many people strongly disagree with them. Others believe there could be some truth hidden underneath. But Caviezel has stood firm in what he believes. He has spoken about what he describes as a system built on control, influence, and secrecy. A system where power isn't just about money or fame, but about access. Access to people, access to information, access to things most outsiders would never even imagine.
put a lump of salt in a hole and they wait for the baboon. The baboon comes, sticks his hand in the hole, grabs the salt, salt makes his hand bigger, and he's trapped, he can't get his hand out. Now if he's smart, all he does is let go of the salt. Baboon doesn't want to let go of the salt. Then the bushman just comes, takes the baboon, throws him in the cage, and gives him all the salt he wants. And then the baboon gets thirsty, the bushman lets him out the cage. The first place the baboon runs to is water, bushman follows him, and they both drink to their fill. And in that analogy, I felt like the baboon. But I was smart enough to let go of the salt.
And according to him, once you're inside that system, leaving isn't simple, because the deeper you go, the more you see. And the more you see, the harder it becomes to pretend you didn't. But here's the part that shocked even his supporters. He began to talk about rituals, not in a theatrical, movie-like way, not as entertainment, but as something he believes exists in real life, behind closed doors, protected by influence and silence. What nobody expected was how direct he would become. He suggested that some individuals in positions of power engage in practices that are not only secretive, but deeply disturbing. And whether people believe him or not, one thing is undeniable. He didn't speak like someone guessing. He spoke like someone convinced.
Because like first offense was $100,000, second offense was $250,000, third offense was $750,000, fourth offense was $1 million. He had it written into his contract with Miramax, his contract with the Weinstein Company.
But here's the twist that makes this story even more intense. According to Caviezel, he wasn't just hearing about these things from a distance. He claims there were moments where he felt he was being tested himself. Not with something obvious, but with choices, opportunities that didn't feel right, conversations that seemed normal on the surface, but carried a different weight underneath. And that's how, he says, the system works. It doesn't force you, it offers you, slowly, quietly, step by step. At first, it's small things, easy to ignore, easy to justify. But over time, those small things start to add up until one day you realize you're standing at a line you never thought you'd cross.
I can't believe that, like, everybody just kind of like, okay, and they're moving on with their lives.
And by then, walking away comes with a cost. A real cost. Career, reputation, relationships, everything. And this is where Caviezel's story becomes personal, because he says he chose to walk away. He chose to say no, not just to roles, not just to opportunities, but to what he believed was something much bigger behind it all. And almost immediately, things changed. The industry that once welcomed him started to distance itself. The momentum he had built slowed down. And suddenly, the man who once had everything in front of him was standing on the outside looking in. Now imagine that for a moment. You spend your entire life working towards something. You finally reach it, and then one decision, one moment, changes everything. That's what Caviezel describes. And whether people believe his claims or not, the emotional impact of that kind of decision is real. Because walking away from power isn't easy, especially when you know what you're giving up. He has spoken about feeling isolated, about being misunderstood, about watching his career shift in ways he never expected. But at the same time, he also speaks with a kind of certainty, like someone who believes he made the right choice, even if it cost him everything. And that's what makes this story so complicated, because it's not just about Hollywood anymore. It's about conviction. It's about what a person is willing to stand for when standing comes with consequences. And maybe that's why this story continues to spread, because at its core, it asks a question that goes far beyond one actor or one industry. What would you do if success came with a price you weren't willing to pay? Would you stay silent and keep everything? Or would you speak out and risk losing it all? Jim Caviezel made his choice, and whether people see him as brave, controversial, or misunderstood, one thing is clear: he didn't stay quiet. And in a world where silence is often rewarded, that alone makes his story impossible to ignore. So now the question isn't just about him anymore, it's about the system he's describing. Is it real? Is it exaggerated? Or is the truth somewhere in between? Because if even a small part of what he's saying holds weight, then the story we've been watching from the outside is only half of what's really going on. And the rest might be hidden in plain sight. And maybe that's the part that stays with you long after this video ends. Because this was never just about one man, one story, or one set of claims. It's about something deeper, something uncomfortable, something that forces you to question how much of the world you see is actually real. Jim Caviezel made a choice, right or wrong, true or not. He stepped away from something he believed didn't align with his values. And that kind of decision isn't easy, especially in a place where everything is built on power, influence, and staying in the game. But here's what really matters. What if the real story isn't about Hollywood at all? What if it's about choices? Because every system, whether it's entertainment, business, or even everyday life, has moments where people are tested, moments where you have to decide what you stand for, what you're willing to accept, and what you're willing to walk away from. And not everyone walks away. Some people stay quiet, some people play along, and some people speak up even when it costs them everything. That's what makes stories like this so powerful, not because they're easy to believe, but because they force you to think. They make you look at things differently. They make you ask questions you might have never asked before. And whether you agree with Caviezel or not, whether you believe every word or doubt every claim, one thing is undeniable. He said something that made people stop and pay attention. And in today's world, that alone is rare. So now I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you believe there's more going on behind the scenes than we're told? Or do you think stories like this get exaggerated over time? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. I read them all, and I want to know where you stand on this. And if this video made you think even a little differently, if it opened your mind or made you question something, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people who enjoy this kind of deep, thought-provoking content. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next story we're diving into might be even more shocking than this one. Until then, stay curious, stay aware, and remember, sometimes the truth isn't what you're told, it's what you're willing to look for.